Hi, I'm Judy Herman. I'm so glad that you're here because you would not believe how relieved I am to be beyond messy relationships. Actually, I'm beyond my messy manuscript that I've been working on for quite some time. I'm glad you joined me. This is Beyond Messy Relationships, Divine Invitations for Your Authentic Self. I'm Judy Herman, helping leaders and families create connection beyond conflict. But you know and I know that this is not a counseling session. I was in the office earlier this week, had some awesome sessions, but I wanted to talk with you about my book because I am so excited about it. The central theme here, and well, here, it's not published yet. Morgan James is going to be publishing it. They're working on the book cover design, so I can't wait to see it. And so it's going to be published by Morgan James, and I'm going to do an audio version of it. It will be out about the early January when I'm going to have the copy in my hand and also have the audio available for you, but it will be in the bookstores later in 2019. But this is it. Isn't this cool? And what I wanted to share with you, this has been a remarkable journey for me as a therapist and as a human being, because being a therapist is my second career. I think some of you already know that. But it has been a remarkable journey. In fact, I honestly believe that every therapist that is seeing clients and working with people and their issues and helping them needs to write their story. What it's done for me, it has raised my level of awareness in a huge way. It is not just memoir, it's psychoeducational. So the beginning of every chapter, there's some takeaways that you'll be able to get that will apply to your own relationships. I have a poll going on too. I put a couple questions, and so while you're watching this, and this won't be long, so I'm going to make this very short, but if you could just answer the poll, that would be awesome. But what has been most helpful to you about relationships? Do you read books? Do you listen to podcasts? Is there something else? And just if you want to share, that would be really cool. Then I'll know that somebody watched this. And then also what you want to know about relationships and what you want to know most about getting beyond the mess. So if you want to fill that out, I would love to know those questions. There's an acronym that I use in my book, and if you start thinking about it, you will notice it is everywhere. It is a formula for growth. It's like breathing in fresh air. Just take a deep belly breath right now from your belly, and then breathe out. But the acronym A.I.R stands for A is awareness, I is intentionality, and R is risk. So I had to tell you that I did write a prologue to my book, and it is honestly because of my clients, what I've learned from their stories over the years, and I have challenged them to take risks, to take in these deep breaths of air and take risks. So I needed to model that myself. I can't just plateau and stay the same. And that's what this journey of writing this book has been all about. So I'll just read a little paragraph. It says, of course, writing this book has taken me places I didn't expect. It's aroused stories from my journal entries that I had previously forgotten. Many have been cut to provide a concise flow to my theme of divine invitations beyond the messes. But this book isn't just about shattered dreams and the trauma that I've been through in my life that's gotten me to this point. It's more about all of us becoming aware that there is a purpose beyond the mess. But just to sum up, and I talk about the acronym of the AWARE, A-I-R, all the way through. The chapters are kind of aligned in that way. But here's 3 things I believe about relationships. Number 1, and this is what I wholeheartedly believe. I believed this for a long time, but writing it out made me realize how much it is a part of me and it's in my bones. But number 1, all relationships go through seasons of messiness. That's normal. So why don't we talk about it and just knock off all this, we're trying to impress somebody else. You know what? We can be real and recognize that all relationships go through messes. And then I believe, because of my journey and what I've heard in the counseling office and my relationships, I believe that divine invitations comes from those in-between places in the messes of our relationships and in between our relationships. And then the third thing is that we cannot possibly know our authentic selves apart from the mirrors of our intimate relationships. Okay, maybe you're a single person, maybe you've been single all your life, maybe you have a best friend, or maybe that you've been divorced or widowed for a period of time, but we've all had these intimate relationships, and we need to surround ourselves with significant people, because there's neurons. We're going to talk about that later in my book, but they are mirrors to us. In other words, we can't see our blind spots apart from our relationships. So I totally believe in it. And so I'm going to sign off because I don't want this to linger on and on and on, because I can go on in rabbit trails. But remember, AIR, breathe in AIR, awareness, intentionality, and risk. And you start noticing it, it's everywhere. But when you take deep breaths, you do become more aware, and you do realize, and you do grow, and you learn by the intentions and the risks associated with that. All right. So I hope you all have a good evening, and thanks so much for staying with me. And I'm just so excited. I'm going to be doing this every week. Oh, next week, I'm going to tell you about relationship dances, what we learn in our family of origins, and I've got 8 of them. I might share 3, but there's 8 in the book, and there's actually more than 8. But I'm going to share that next week on the 8th. Okay, see you then. All right, bye-bye.